Have you ever started a Monday morning full of ambition? You set your alarm early, determined to go for a jog, journal for 10 minutes, eat a healthy breakfast, only to get distracted by an unexpected work message or gloomy weather. Suddenly, your momentum is gone, and by Wednesday, that burst of motivation is just a forgotten note in your phone. Meanwhile, someone else in your life seems to stick to habits effortlessly. Morning workouts, regular journaling, healthy meals. So what gives? Is it willpower? Discipline? Maybe they're just built different. As someone who's spent over 30 years studying behavior and creating transformational content, I can tell you, it's none of that. The difference isn't who you are. It's how you work with your brain. In this video, we'll go under the hood to explore the mechanics of habit formation, environmental design, and identity shift. You'll walk away with actionable strategies, not abstract theory, that help you build habits that last, even on bad days. Because it's not about trying harder, it's about designing smarter. If you've ever asked yourself, why can't I stay consistent? This is your roadmap to a more resilient, automatic version of you. Let's dive in. Part 1. Automation. Working with your brain. 2,000 characters. Thoughtful. Think of your brain as a city. The prefrontal cortex is downtown, where conscious decisions happen. But the basal ganglia? Rhetorical. That's your brain's freeway system, where habits live. When you repeat a behavior in a specific context, say, drinking water right after brushing your teeth, you're paving a neural highway. Over time, the brain stops asking questions and simply executes. This is how habits become automatic. But here's the catch. The brain needs clarity to do that. Vague intentions like, be healthier or read more, don't give your brain a place to anchor. Compare that to declarative. After brushing my teeth, I drink a glass of water. That's specific. That's location, trigger, and action, all in one sentence. Informative. Every time you complete that loop, cue, behavior, reward, the brain reinforces the neural pathway. After a few weeks, it's so ingrained you don't even think. That's why habit experts often recommend micro-habits, tiny actions that take less than a minute. Your brain doesn't resist them, and consistency builds confidence. Encouraging. So don't start with a full fitness plan. Start with 5 push-ups, 1 paragraph in your journal, 1 glass of water. You're not building discipline, you're laying concrete. And once the neural roads are there, you'll cruise instead of crawl. Part 2. Environment beats willpower. 2,000 characters. Thoughtful. Willpower is like your phone battery. It runs out. But your environment? Emphatic. That's the power outlet. It silently shapes your behavior 24/7, nudging you toward good habits or bad ones without you realizing. Conversational. Let's say you want to cook more and stop ordering takeout. If your fridge is empty and the Uber Eats app is on your home screen, you're practically inviting failure. But if your fridge is stocked, recipes are pinned on the door, and your favorite pan is already on the stove, you've removed friction and made success the easiest option. Declarative. This is environmental design, and it's one of the most underrated superpowers of consistent people. They don't rely on motivation. They engineer their spaces for success. Personal anecdote. Here's a real example from my own life. I used to struggle with morning workouts. Then I moved my gym membership to a location just 30 steps from my door and laid out my clothes the night before. Result? Surprised. I started showing up without negotiation. My environment did the heavy lifting. Encouraging. Start small. Want to read more? Put a book on your pillow. Want to stop checking your phone in bed? Charge it in another room. These subtle shifts create what behavioral scientists call the path of least resistance. And once your habit is easier to follow than to ignore, it sticks. Part 3. Identity. The root of lasting change. 2,000 characters. Here's a powerful truth. We act in alignment with who we believe we are. If you constantly say, resigned, I'm just lazy, frustrated, I suck at routines, or grumbling, I'm not a morning person, your brain believes you and works to maintain that identity. Emphatic. That's not laziness, that's programming. Optimistic. But the good news? Encouraging. You can reprogram. Instead of forcing a new habit from the outside in, build it from the inside out by shifting your identity. Say you want to write more. Instead of telling yourself, hesitant, I'm trying to write every day, start saying, confident, I'm a writer. That tiny language change taps into a deep neural pattern. The brain loves identity consistency, and it activates more of the prefrontal cortex, the same region responsible for planning, control, and follow-through. Insightful. This is why people who succeed long-term don't just do different things, they see themselves as different people. To reinforce your identity, try pairing it with an if-then plan. For example, declarative. If it's 9 p.m., then the writer in me opens my laptop and writes 100 words. Encouraging. Even if it feels aspirational at first, keep repeating it. The brain wires around action, so once you act like a writer, you become one. A helpful tip: log your wins. One sentence a day that confirms, proud, today I lived as a writer, or satisfied, today I moved like someone who values health. Small wins become the threads of a new narrative, and soon enough, that narrative becomes reality. Here's the truth. People who build better habits aren't stronger, smarter, or more disciplined. They're just more strategic. They don't rely on motivation. They automate behavior through clarity and repetition. Remove friction with smart environment design. Reinforce identity with intentional self-talk. Plan for setbacks instead of fearing them. Because falling off track doesn't mean failure. It just means you need a recovery plan. Research shows that missing 1 or even 2 days has little impact on long-term habit formation as long as you return quickly. So instead of beating yourself up, ask, what's my bounce-back action? Missed your workout? Go for a 5-minute walk. Skipped meditation? Do 60 seconds before bed. It's not about perfection, it's about resilience. The quicker you recover, the longer you last. And here's the kicker. Habits are compound interest. Improving just 1% daily doesn't feel like much, but over a year, it multiplies to 37 times better. That's exponential growth, not from grand gestures, but from small steps taken consistently. So, choose one micro-habit today. Anchor it clearly, shape your space, speak the identity you want into existence. And when life interrupts, come back with grace. Your brain isn't your enemy, it's your most powerful ally. And when you align your strategy with its strengths, long-term change becomes not only possible, but inevitable.